Good morning, friends. Chapter 2. मेरे हालात ऐसे हैं. You have enjoyed chapter 1. I would say thank you from my heart for your lovely appreciation. Now we can start a new journey with chapter 2. Situations are never bigger than you or your dreams. Dr. Lalit Arora. I believe in every word of this quote. When I was dealing with the high tide in the roller coaster ride of my life, I experienced quite steep lows and steep highs, and then back to the lows. But I never gave up, and that's the best secret to keep going towards one's dream. You may say, I'm not in your shoes. I agree, but you were not in my shoes either. Every individual goes through certain situations in their life which further through some extreme challenges. But that does not mean you are incapable or should not move ahead. I believe God tastes us in all his capacity to check ours. No one in this world lives a perfect life, and the Almighty throws only those challenges which you could deal with. Even God awares and various prospects had faced so many challenges, situations. God tests you to see if you can become something you had wanted or dreamed of. And when you overcome that challenges, you identify one more capability of yours. Suppose you do not overcome that challenge or situation and leave your dream to be only in your dreams. In that case, you too join the 94% ordinary man Wong who just live like a common man. No goal, no dreams, only complaints and excuses, along with a stringent lifestyle. From 1998 to late 2019, I worked in the direct selling industry actively as a distributor and had a community of over 7 lakh people. I earned a name and fame during this period and was content, but I was always looking for something new and exciting where I could make my mark. I was working and joined a startup in the same industry in early 2018. Since that company was into its initial phase and I was into the core team, I gave in my lots of efforts and invested money into the company's growth. During that time, I particularly lost a huge amount of finances. I clearly remember it was 2nd of April 2020 when I had to buy a new earphone. As I proceeded with the payment, I received the amount debited message on my mobile, and soon another message flashed from my bank that only 9,000 rupees was left in my account. Although I had a big house, big car, and all the necessary amenities, lockdown was announced already. I had rupees 9,000 only in my account, and I was 45 plus, old enough to earn a living, with a family to feed. I went to talk to my father but could not. I kept talking to him about here and there, telling him stories. I could not dare to speak to him about my financial problems. Meanwhile, Daddy G, my father, asked me to check the message on his phone whether he had received that month's pension or not. He did, and I was so in need of money. Still, I could not utter a word to him. I felt helpless and ashamed of asking for money from my father when I could have been supporting my parents. It broke me then and there. I controlled my tears, and after some time, I came back to my room where I just cried, thinking about what will happen now. After some minutes of emotional release, I gathered myself back and asked those 5 questions to myself about my dream of becoming a trainer. First question, why I saw that dream. Second question, why it was important to me. Third question, what I could sacrifice for this particular dream. Fourth question, what and how I could feel when this dream comes true. Fifth and last question, if I left this dream, then what would happen to me and my life? As I was writing the answers to these questions in my diary, I did not know from where and how a wave of confidence started flowing through me. The answer to these questions made me type on the internet how to become a digital coach, and I led me to Siddharth Rajshekhar. As I scrolled through his website, I automatically knew he was my mentor. So I started learning from my mentor all the step by step processes that would help me progress in my career. To enroll in these courses, I borrowed money from my mother, but I was confident enough to live a desiring life, something that I had seen for myself and believed that I deserved such a life. I did not know the D of the digital world. At that time, even my Facebook profile was set up by my friend Yogesh, who also helped me to set up my YouTube channel in 2017. I was zero, digitally zero at that time. But a miracle happened when my digital coach and mentor came into my life. My situation started changing. The people who would discourage me by saying, "Are you venturing into yet another failure?" Upon seeing my success graph, started applauding me, and slowly my bank balance started to increase. I paid all the loans back and thanked my family and friends who had helped me and supported me on my journey to the J graph curve. When this situation arose in my life, I did not know where to go and what to do, whom to ask for help, or with whom I should speak to. The only thing I knew was I dared to see a dream which I had to make it come true. My WHY was clear, and it became more apparent when I wrote the answers to those 5 essential questions which I would tell people to write during my workshop. By God's grace and my mentor's guidance, I take the pride to say that I am right now earning a position per month that I used to make in 2 years. The only things that kept me going to achieve my dream were a belief in my dream, taking action towards them, and besides all the years of experiences, I was even open to learning from a person much younger than me because he knew something that I did not. By opening myself to learning more, I made myself available to all the possibilities that I could not see or imagine. Let me tell you a story about bikers and their dreams of doing a motor ride to the to a mountain. There was this mountain peak that bike riders always wanted to reach while riding on their bike. It soon became the common dream for all the bikers. They kept spreading the word within their community that one day they would ride their bike on that mountain and reach its peak. So far, till that day, unfortunately, none of the biker could make it through that mountain peak. Every time a biker wants to reach the mountain, stop at the dhaba, small entry located around a kilometer away from the mountain. To freshen up, he would end up sitting with the local villagers. These people would seem very warm and encouraging to the bikers, but at the end of their conversation, they would especially mention about the wide gap between the road and the mountain. The gap was a steep valley that if anyone fell into it, people won't even find the dead bodies. Listening to such tales and statements, the bikers would back off and, upon returning, won't utter a word to their fellow bikers, as it would affect their ego. Then, one day, another biker decided to reach to that mountain. So, with all that necessary amenities, he started off. He kept riding his bike until he reached the mountain and ultimately it stopped. Wow, how did that happen? The biker did not stop at the category to relax, and in doing so, he saved himself from becoming part of a negative talk that could have further imbibed a you cannot do it attitude in him. That's exactly what we have to do. There might be such kind of situations in front of you where people will knock at you and life will throw more challenges in your face. All you need to do is keep going without being bothered about why me or I cannot do this or that. Remember this always. First, people will scare you and make fun of you. But if you have a stronger purpose in life and you overcome the gap or the breakers, as mentioned in the story, the same people will give you the standing ovation and clap for you. Step to take. Start making sacrifices. Woo! It's a heavy word. Is it not it? Sacrifice is not a heavy word, only we have made it. Sacrifices did not mean the bigger ones like you have to leave family and start living in a forest like Lord Rama's. Not at all. Start with smaller steps, like if you have enough time to watch a movie on a particular day, watch a meaningful case study on YouTube or Vimeo, or if you have time to surf social media for hours, invest that time into learning to an educational podcast or successful people's interviews. It will remain you if your dreams and deposit of the words possibility in your mind. Another necessary sacrifice could be saying away from negative news and being in a positive environment for a few days. You will notice the difference on your own. These small sacrifices won't give you intent result, but you will slowly see the effects. Now, dear friends, please do the following activities. Write your biggest dream and the date of its completion. Note the answer of these questions. After doing the activity, please do the following answers. Why did you see this dream? First question. Second, why it is important to you? Second question. Third question, what you can sacrifice for this particular dream? Fourth question, what and how you will feel when this dream comes true? Fifth and last question, if you left this dream, then what will happen to you and your life? So friends, this is the end of this journey of chapter 2. I'm sure you got so many knowledge from this chapter. But the moment you got the book, you will be more obliged, because the book is nothing but it's a kind of dreams do comes true. So if you are so much courageous and enthusiastic to purchase this book, need not worry. I would suggest and go to description and you can find a link to purchase this book both in the English and Hindi. Also, if you want to attend 3 days online workshop with Dr. Lalit Arora live, the link is also there. Dear friends, please do not forget to share this video to your at least 5 friends to whom you are caring much. Thank you so much. We will meet again in next chapter. Thank you so much for watching and seeing, listening this video. Thank you again.